श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महाराज की नृसिंह भगवान की निताई गौर सुंदर की गोपाल की गौर भक्त वृंद की गौर प्रेमानंद। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीतमश्लोके भक्ति भवति नैष्ठिकी। From the Srimad Bhagavatam, Chapter 4, Chapter 29, entitled starts between Narada and King Prachina. Text number 26 and 27. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Yadatmanam avigyaya bhagavantam param gurum purusatu visajjeta munesu prakita swadrit. Yadatmanam avigyaya bhagavantam param gurum purusastu visacheta muneshu prakirta swadrik punabhimami sakata karmani kurute avasaha Suklam Krishnam Lohitam Va Yatha Karma Vijayate Yatatmanam Avigyaya Bhagavantam Param Guru Purusastu Visajjeta Muneshu Prakirta Swadrik Punabhimani Sakata Karmani kurute avasaha Suklam Krishnam Lohitam Va Yatha Karma Vijayate Yatatmanam avignaya Bhagavatam param gurum Purushastu visajjate Muneshu prakite swadrik Gunapi man sadata Karmani kurute avasaha Suklam Krishnam Lohitam Va What power means Yada? When Atmanam, the Supreme Soul, Avidyaya, forgetting, Bhagavatham, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Param, Supreme, Guru, the instructor, Purusha, the living entity, who then Visarjeta gives himself up, Guneshu to the modes, Prakriti of material nature. One who can see his own welfare. Guna Abhimani, identified with the modes of nature. Sa, he, Tada, at that time. Karmani, fruitive activities. Kurute, performs. Avasa, spontaneously. Shuklam, white. Krishna, black. Lohitam, red. Va, yatha, according to karma, work. Abhijayate, takes birth. Translation purport, Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: the living entity by nature has minute independence to choose its own good or bad fortune. But when he forgets his supreme master, the personality of Godhead, he gives himself up unto the modes of material nature. Being influenced by the modes of material nature, he identifies himself with the body, and for the interest of body, he becomes attached to various activities. Sometimes he is under the influence of modes of ignorance, sometimes the mode of passion, and sometimes the mode of goodness. The living entity thus creates different types of bodies under the modes of material nature. Therefore, these different types of bodies are explained in Bhagavad Gita 13.22. 13.22. Pursa prakirtesto hi mukhe prakirte jangunan karmanam gunasamgo asya yoni janasu. The living entity in material nature follows the ways of life implying the three modes of nature. This is due to his association with that material nature. Thus he meets with good and evil among various species. Because of associating with the modes of nature, the living entity gets a varieties of body from 84 lakh forms. It is clearly explained herein that the living entity has a little independence, indicated by the word swadip, means one can see his own welfare. The living entity's consciousness position is very minute, and he can be misled in his choice. He may choose to imitate the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A servant may desire to start his own business and imitate his master, and when he chooses to do so, he may need the protection of his master. Sometimes he is failure and sometimes he is successful. Similarly, the living entity part and parcel of Krishna starts his own business to compete with the Lord. There are many competitors how to attain the Lord's position, but to become like the Lord is not at all possible. Thus there is a great struggle for existence with the material world, as different parties try to imitate the Lord. Material bodies is caused by deviation from the service to the Lord, service of the Lord, and attempts to imitate Him. The Lord is imitated by Mayavadi philosophers who try to become one with the Lord in an artificial way. When the Mayavadi philosophers think of themselves as liberated, they are under the illusion of mental compulsion. No one can become one with or equal to God. To imagine this is to continue one's bondage in material existence. Om Tat Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshunvitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachanam Pangum Grayate Yatkipatamaham Vande Sri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram. So here it is mentioned that according to the modes we are associating, we develop different types of bodies. Bhagavad Gita also Prabhupada has quoted this verse from 13.22. Karana Guna Sambhavasya Sat Yoni Janmasya. So different association with the different types of modes are actually the region of cause for our accepting different types of bodies, the 84 lakh species. So, Sattva Gachanti, Urdhvam Gachanti Sattva. It says that we go to higher planetary systems when we are in mode of goodness. Mandir Tishtanti Rajasa, if we are in mode of passion, we remain here in tree planet. And Adho Gachanti, when we are in the lower modes, when we are in the Tamoguna, then we go to lower species of life. We go to lower planetary systems. So this is how we are destined by our association with different types of modes. Lord Krishna is explaining in Bhagavad Gita that how this transmigration takes place. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam testi ante kalevaram tam tam nevati konte sadata bhava, saying that according to modes of nature we associate, we develop that kind of chetana, consciousness. And at time of death, because we are subjected to that kind of consciousness, that kind of thought comes. And according to our thoughts, actually we are provided with that kind of body. Like we know classical example he mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatham, Bharat Maharaj. He just started associating with the deer's child, and then we see that next life, at the time of death, he was thinking of deer, and he was born as a deer next life. Even Bharat Maharaj, law of nature, Prabhupada says, so stringent, even a small child touches the fire, will be burnt. Generally, if a small child does some mistakes, it will be forgiven. Oh, child only. But the material laws are not like that. Even a small child is touching the fire, he will be burnt. Very stringent, strong. Similarly, even such a great personality like Bharat Maharaj, who happens to think about deer time of death, he became a deer. To actually stress on this point only, this story is there in Srimad Bhagavatham. This incident is mentioned. In Srimad Bhagavatham, we see similarly, Srimad Bhagavatham is stressed about glories of holy name, and Jagannath story is there. That how such a fallen personality, from where to where he was held down. But incidentally, he happened to chant the holy name of the Lord and he got liberated. So much people struggle for the liberation, but for him it was so easily available. It's actually no one could believe this, that this is also possible. Especially people who are really putting effort as a Jnana Yogi, if you mention that just simply by chanting Hare Krishna, you can get liberated. They will never believe this. And most of the population are transcendentalist are like them. Therefore, when this incident is explained to Sukadeva Goswami, first it was explained to Sukadeva Goswami, his past tense, after someone is explaining to him, he is worshipping the deity and is touching the feet of the Lord and saying, believe me, this really happened. Saying this really happened, I am telling you 100% truth. This happened just by chanting the holy name of the Lord. That also accidentally, Jagannath got delivered. So similarly, we see that Bharat Maharaj past times. Even personality like Bharat Maharaj happened to think about deer, it became a deer. So how much careful we must be in our association. Prabhupada in his last moment we see the video, Prabhupada is saying this verse only, that no, you should have a good association, you should have devotees association. Prabhupada is stressing this, that don't fall again back to the ditch. Be very careful. So we have to keep our association very strong, and we should chant holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then we will be saved. Should be always remain active, engaged in the service of the Lord by taking shelter, complete shelter of the holy name of the Lord. In that way, we will have the higher taste and we will not fall trap of sense gratification. But if a little bit we become inattentive or we take it casually, then there is a great chance that we can also fall down. Example is Bharat Maharaj. Classical example is Bharat Maharaj. That you just slightly got irritated and next time you will fall and here. Antakale cha mameva sparan muktva kalevana. Krishna is saying that if you think about me at time of death, you will come to me. There is no doubt about this. There is no doubt about this. If you think of Krishna at time of death, you will go back to him. Krishna is also explaining that how air carries the aroma. The incense is carried by the air from one place to another place. Similarly, our consciousness is carrying us, carrying the soul from one type of body to another type of body. Therefore, when Prabhupada established this movement, he named this as an International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So, what is our, what we want to achieve or develop when we are part of this movement is developing Krishna consciousness, Krishna Chetana. That we should be more and more become Krishna conscious. We should be more and more develop love for Krishna. It means that we want to do everything to satisfy Krishna. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadisa kamaye, mam janmani sware, bhavta bhakti rahe bhakti tvai. That is the really full height of being Krishna conscious. Don't want anything, have no desires except to please you. I don't have any desire for personal consideration. I have only desires to please you. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching us in Sikshastakam that we should desire to serve Krishna unconditionally without having any personal considerations. Yes, what is the five types of liberation is there. Sayujya, Samyukya, Salokya, Sasti, and five types of liberation where Sayujya Mukti, the living entities are frustrated with the material suffering. So just want to be free from the suffering. So he thinks about to merge in the Brahman. Just want to thinking that let me be free, let me be liberated. So it's focusing on the self, from outside pleasure is turning towards inside happiness. That is like just give up all relationship and just cultivate knowledge, and in this way we become free from ignorance. At time of death, you will be immersed in Brahma Jyoti, free from all types of sufferings. Then Samyukya, then actually we want to serve the Lord, but also want to be along with the Lord. So there is this Vaikuntha planet. We go to Vaikuntha planet, but we have impersonal considerations that I want to be there. And similarly, Samyukya, I have to have the same spiritual body like the Lord. So some personal considerations are there in Samyukya, Sasti, to have similar opulences of the Lord. So say that the devotees, gopis, they have no such personal considerations. Therefore they are all topmost devotees. Yes. Don't have any personal considerations. Like their prayers in Sikshastakam, we see that Aslisya Varatam Pinastu Mam Aslisam Karutua Yatharata Lampato Mat Praranamas Tusayo Napara. Krishna, either you embrace me or you reject me. You always remains a Lord of my heart. So that is the actually standard of gopis. They are always only thinking about Krishna, that how Krishna will be satisfied, not how I will, how I feel satisfied. So unless we get into that kind of attitude, then we can aspire to go back to Vrindavan. And if we have any personal considerations, we will get subjected to any spiritual world also in different form of the Lord. So it's supposed to cultivate that kind of consciousness, and that will come by associating with devotees. Especially we see that follower of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Only we can get that kind of consciousness. That thing, personal considerations, everything, ready to completely sacrifice for the service of Guru and Gauranga. Very important considerations. And we may not be thinking about ourselves, but Krishna is always thinking about devotees, and he takes care of the devotees. Nami bhaktya pranashyati. That is a promise of Krishna, that my devotees is never lost. He always is protecting his devotees. That is Krishna's sankalpa. You see that how the material creation takes place just by his wish. Let there be creation, there is creation. And the whole creation is maintained, created and maintained just by the wish of the Lord. And what to speak about sankalpa? If the Lord has decided to do anything, nothing can change that. So that is Lord's sankalpa. Nami bhaktya panasyati. My devotee never perishes. Yo Kshema Bahami. I provide what he lacks and I preserve what he has. So, we don't have to bother about that. We have to just always, with full hearted, without any personal considerations, try to serve the Lord, try to serve Guru and Krishna, then we'll be successful. And most important element which is Saranagati, that taking exclusive center of the Lord. That we should do what is favorable for Krishna consciousness and we should not do which is not favorable for Krishna consciousness. So we should chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, very attentively. Take association, nice association with devotees, quality association with devotees, study Prabhupada's books nicely, sincerely, discuss and distribute them. Honor Prasada, not in a sense of enjoying, but experiencing the remembrance of the Lord. Then, see, this is the favorable things we should do, and unfavorable things like poor favorability principles, no intoxication, no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, no prajalpa, that all mentioned in chapter of instruction that Jansangas tell all names Bhakti Bhakti Vinashati. So we will all avoid this. So that is the part of Saranagati, taking shelter of the Lord. So in that way, when we take this Saranagati of the Lord, actually when we have perfectly we have taken shelter of the Lord, we are saved. Otherwise, Sri Jagannath Baladev Bhagavatham ki, Krishna Bhagwan ki, Aerodrome Sundar ki, if you keep a hope, that person can save me, this thing will save me, that thing will save me. At that time of death, nobody can save us. No one can save us. Only Lord can save us. It's mentioned that Bhagavatham Param Guru, Krishna is the supreme spiritual master. He is Adi Guru, he is the original spiritual master. So the Lord is a chaitya Guru inside the Paramatma. He is instructing the living entities. Living entities is wandering, and the Lord is actually facilitating. The Lord is facilitating all the material desires as well as spiritual desires. You can see in other ways, when the Lord is facilitating all living entities' material desires, how much eager He will be to facilitate the spiritual desires of the living entities. The classical example we can see that Dhruva Maharaj, a small child, is just for some material ambition searching for God. And to him, the Lord instantly sends Narada, you should go and guide him. He wants to meet me. That's some spiritual desire and material motive. For him also the Lord is facilitating. So if we have spiritual desires, the Lord facilitates that. He makes a way for us to come closer towards Him. He says that if we walk one step towards the Lord, He walks 10 steps towards us. And 3 steps the Lord has measured the whole universe. We see that He is Adi Guru. He is putting his best effort to claim the living entity back home, back to God. So you see that Krishna so many times he is urging that no, you come back to me, you come back to me, you do this. Man mana bhav mat satto madhyadi mam nuskuru mam evasa satyante sapijani hidiyosime. Like that, so many times he is saying that only you come back to me, you worship me, become my devotee, surrender to me, Mahasucha, do not fear. So many times we see that because the Lord functions as the original Lord, the supreme spiritual master, He wants the living entities to not suffer and come back, go back to body. So this is the actually main principle about a guru and disciple relationship. What is the relationship? There is a sincere disciple and they are bona fide spiritual master, and the sincere disciples completely surrenders to bona fide spiritual master. In this way, there is a very good combination, and the result is the disciple will go back to God. This is what Prabhupada made his spiritual master first time, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He was so much inspired. He instantly he surrendered to him. He decided he is my spiritual master. And we see throughout life Prabhupada is very surrendered and very dedicated. And after 10 years, 1922 Prabhupada met him, and 32 he took the initiation. So after 10 years he took the initiation, and later Prabhupada commented that it was initiated during my first visit. Formally I took initiation in 1932 after 10 years. So that initiation is what is happening is by grace of the Lord, living entity is meeting with a bona fide spiritual master, and the intelligent living entity surrenders completely to him. That surrender is the actual initiation. That surrender, we already discussed Saranagati, the 6 principles of Saranagati is there. Completely surrenders. So that is the real initiation. And then formality is done. We will perform some fire sacrifice, then we get a name, then we get beads. That is the formality. But the real stuff is to surrender. That is the real initiation. Surrendering to bona fide spiritual master who can actually perfectly guide and take us back to God. This is Prabhupada also mentioned that my touch is only formality. And actually, lot of responsibility is there on disciple, because the disciple has to surrender. Krishna is telling living entities, Sardhamam Prityajya Mam Ekam Sarnam Bhaja. Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyam Mokshasi Ma Sucha. That I will free you from all the sinful activities. Ma Sucha, do not fear. Why Krishna has to urge to the living entity? He can directly free. But unless until the living entity surrenders, how that surrender person we have to only do. Krishna cannot do on behalf of us surrender. That living entity, that's the meaning of free will or independence or individuality. So that we have to do. That we have to decide that enough is enough. Now in this life, I will do my best to surrender to Krishna, to follow his instructions, to be very sincere. So that is the part living entity has to perform. So that is the commitment. That's why Prabhupada is saying that my touch is only a formality. We have to chant nicely, we have to engage ourselves nicely, we have to keep away from bad association. All that we have to do. That will qualify us to go back to Godhead. Material association with modes of material nature, we just saw that even Bharat Maharaj became a deer. 100%. The time is nearing very fast. At last moment, we will be thinking about something very degraded, and then we get according to that we get the body. That's going to happen very soon. And there is a very great chance is there. Probability, if you analyze, very less chance will go back to Godhead. Very less chance. But it's just that we get so illusioned that we don't think about this. We are not thinking about this. It's such a great illusion. We are not thinking about this. It's going to happen. Very careful. Krishna is saying, Neha vikamanaso asti pratyavaya vidyate swalpam dhyasya dharmasya karyate mahato bhaya. We are engaged in devotional service of the Lord. Krishna saves us from mahato bhaya, very great danger. So it's indicated in that verse, great danger. This is only the great danger waiting. There are so many dangers, but this is the greatest danger. At time of death, will be born somewhere. Will born somewhere as an insect. The prayer of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur is praying that no, I may be born as an insect, but my Lord, let me born as an insect in the house of your devotee. He is praying that I will continue my journey, spiritual journey in their association, and I will be benefited. During lecture today, Prabhupada is telling the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the topmost welfare activity, because there is no place where living entities are not there. Even surrounding us, we may not find a human being, but we will see there are so many living entities. Worms are there, insects are there. Even from a small hole, we will see hundreds of ants are coming out. So when we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, this is spiritual vibration, they all get benefited, delivered. This is the topmost welfare activities. So this is what Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur praying, Kit janma ho jatha tu adas, Brahma kahimukha Brahma janma nahi aas. If I am being forgetful to you, I don't want to be born as a Brahma. Let me be born as an insect, but in the house of your devotee, so that I continue my spiritual journey. So be very careful. Srimad Bhagavatham ki jai, Kirtans ki jai.